It's no doubt that in the NBA, superstars run the league. So today in NBA 2K23, we're giving every single team an NBA legend. So basically how this works, we'll spin a random NBA wheel of teams, and then we'll spin the random wheel of NBA legends. For example, now we see that Yao Ming is on the 76ers. A duo of Joel Embiid and Yao Ming is going to be very scary. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel again here and see what we're going to get. New Orleans Pelicans. So it looks like the Pelicans are going to be adding Allen Iverson to their team. Allen Iverson, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. The scoring options are limitless for the Pelicans. Coming up next, we're going to get the Washington Wizards, and it looks like the Wizards are going to be adding Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce actually did play for the Wizards in his career.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Coming up next on our team wheel, let's see who's going to be adding a random legend next. It is going to be the Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Mavericks are going to be adding Ben Wallace, a defensive presence, to their team. Adding a guy like Ben Wallace is going to be huge, considering he's one of the greatest defensive players and rebounders of all time. He averaged 3.2 blocks and 15 points a game in the 2002-03 season. Coming up next, we are going to be getting the Memphis Grizzlies. We'll get someone who can rein in a guy like John Morant, maybe a Tim Duncan or something like that. Someone that doesn't have gun issues. Okay, Ray Allen, that's not a bad one. What y'all know about 94 overall prime Ray Allen? At one point for the Supersonics, he was averaging 26 points a game, 25 points a game. I mean, this dude was a monster, not just a three-point shooter. Coming up next, we're actually going to spin the player wheel first just to switch it up. We're going to get Clyde Drexler. Clyde the Glide is going to be going to Milwaukee. All right, looky here. We got Dominique Wilkins. Dominique is headed to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Talk about a high-flying duo. Here we go, spinning the team wheel first this time, and this time it looks like we are going to be headed to Utah. And the Jazz are going to be getting a young Chris Paul. We got a 97 overall Chris Paul. He's undoubtedly one of the greatest point guards of all time. There were multiple years where he averaged over 10 assists a game. Whenever we end up simulating this season with all these NBA legends, the league is going to look so much different. We got the Brooklyn Nets, and heading to Brooklyn is going to be Gary Payton. Go ahead and do the player wheel first again this time, and we're going to be getting Chris Mullin. Let's see what team is going to be adding an abundance of shooting from the lefty, and it's going to be the Hawks. Chris Mullin and Trae Young about to be the new version of the Splash Bros. Team wheel is dwindling down. Not many teams left, actually. Here we go. We got the Denver Nuggets. Let's go ahead and see which NBA legend is going to be joining the current Western Conference champions. It is going to be Shaquille O'Neal, Prime Shaq, and Prime Jokic. What a time to be alive. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. We got the San Antonio Spurs, and they're going to be adding James Harden. They were talking prime 95 overall James Harden that was averaging in the mid-30s in points per game. But up next, we got the Golden State Warriors. Golden State is going to be adding Dwayne Wade. Here we are again on the wheel, and the Miami Heat, speaking of Dwayne Wade, are going to be adding a prime Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd was a 95 overall. People forget that he was absolutely insane. One of the best point guard prospects to ever come out of the draft as well. Prime Jason Kidd with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo is going to be something fun. Let's spin the player wheel again first this time, and we are going to be seeing where Alfonso Mourning, what the hell? Anyways, Alonzo Mourning is going to be heading to the LA Lakers. Is this enough help for you, LeBron James? New York Knickerbockers. The Knicks will go ahead and add Scottie Pippen. This man even allowed to walk the streets in New York after this. Toronto Raptors. They're going to be getting Rick Barry. Rick Barry's face scan has always terrified me. Probably only have about 10 or 11 teams left on the wheel, but right now we're going to be getting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland! Patrick Ewing is for you. Portland Trailblazers. Still a lot of great NBA legends for Portland to be adding right here, so let's see who they're going to be getting on their team. They're going to be getting David Robinson. We got two big D's now in Portland. Yes, I meant it in that way. Let's go ahead and see who the Charlotte Hornets are going to be picking up. Let's see who LaMelo Ball's new running mate is going to be. He's going to get Dr. J. That would be fun. Boston Celtics will be adding Akeem Olajuwon. Now these two idiots will finally have someone who can show them how to win a championship for real. It looks like Wilt Chamberlain going to go ahead and head on down to Sacramento. Dennis Rodman going to be headed to the Los Angeles Clippers. That'll be interesting. The Indiana Pacers are going to finally get some life added to their team by George Gervin. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to absolutely luck out and get a prime Grant Hill. Not many teams left on the wheel at all here, but the Orlando Magic are up next. Let's see if the Magic can pull something magical off on this spin wheel right here. It looks like the Magic are going to be eating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's pretty good. That organization has needed some magic for a while now, and I'd say prime Kareem is going to do just that. They only got 4 teams left on the wheel here, and it's looking like the Phoenix Suns are up next. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Miami Heat, LeBron James is still on this board, so let's see who we're going to get. They're going to get Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, definitely not terrible when you look at his career stats, but you got to definitely hope for better than that, especially when a guy like Michael Jordan's still on the board. 3 teams left on the wheel. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be next. It is going to be the Detroit Pistons. John Stockton, Detroit basketball basketball gets a big-time playmaker in John Stockton. That'll make it so Cade Cunningham can move off the ball, so this might be a sneaky good pickup. But anyways, we got 2 teams left now, so let's see who's going to be getting the rights to Steve Nash. Houston and Chicago on here. I'd say that both of them could use a point guard equally, but it looks like the Houston Rockets are going to get Nash, meaning that the Chicago Bulls are the only team left on our wheel, so obviously they get the final pick. And this is it, fellas. The final pick in this draft is going to go to the Chicago Bulls. Still a lot of legendary names, and you're not going to believe it. They get Michael Jordan. This is not set up at all, I swear to God. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The rosters have been set with all of these players' prime editions. Looking like 2K thinks that the Lakers adding Alonzo Mourning is going to make them first in the power rankings, but coming in second is Golden State. Obviously, they added prime Dwayne Wade to go with Stephen Curry. The Bucks ended up getting Clyde Drexler. It's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. Personally, I think the Nuggets are going to win the title. You got Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. with a prime Shaq and prime Jokic. I don't know, man. It's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and simulate and see what happens. All right, so pretty much the entire all-star list is added players. You got Dominique Wilkins out here winning most valuable player, averaging 28, 9, and 4. Who's he playing for again? He's going to Minnesota. That's right. Him and Anthony Edwards are there. Scottie Pippen, defensive player of the year for the New York Knicks. He averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2.5 steals. Here's a look at all-NBA first team. You got Luka, Dwayne Wade, Dominique Wilkins, Scottie Pippen, and Jokic. Dwayne Wade averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists a game. Almost 10 assists a game. NBA second team, you got John Stockton, Michael Jordan, Grant Hill, Jason Tatum, and Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain probably putting up some insane stats. He is 27 points, 12 rebounds, almost 4 assists a game, 3 blocks per game. NBA third team, you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Ja Morant, Jimmy Butler, Giannis, and Shaq. Let's see what Shaq is averaging. 24 points, 12 boards, 3.1 blocks a game. So Jason Tatum led the league in scoring at 31.9 points a game, but Michael Jordan, our first added player, at 29.4. Rick Barry, 29.4. Dominique Wilkins. Trick Ewing of the Cleveland Cavaliers led them in rebounding. His stat line was sick, actually, 23 and 13. Shaq right behind him at 12.9. Kareem averaged 24 points and 12 rebounds. Leading the league in assists, though, was John Stockton, absolutely dominant, 14.3 a game. Then you got James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Steve Nash averaging 11.6. The Boston Celtics finished with the best record in the NBA, and that is because they did add Akeem Olajuwon, who went ahead and averaged 23 points, 11 rebounds a game. The Atlanta Hawks are behind them. They got Chris Mullin, Dallas Mavericks in third. Let's go ahead and simulate the first round here and see what's going to happen and who's going to advance. Okay, so we got Dallas taking on New Orleans, Golden State taking on the Clippers, Toronto taking on Philly, and Boston taking on Cleveland. So far, Luka's only averaging 42 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists in the playoffs. What a scrub. Let's scroll all the way down here to 8th at Rick Barry for our players that we have added in leading playoff scoring. Philly down here is about to put away Toronto. Oh yeah, that's right. They added Yao Ming. We definitely got to go in here and watch Yao Ming and Joel Embiid dominate. Rick Barry shooting the 3 for Toronto, though. He's going to miss it, and Yao Ming brings down the rebound. Maxey has held the ball the entire possession, and now Tobias Harris has it. He's going to shoot up a terrible shot right there. Simulate a little bit further and see if this game gets exciting. You got a fairly close game, 6-point game with a minute to go. Rick Barry and the Raptors have one more chance right here to try and salvage this game. Pascal Siakam's driving in on Tobias Harris. He's going to shoot a contested midi and hit it. Joel Embiid has the ball, though. He's going to shoot a shot right there that's going to put the game away. Rick Barry finished the game with 36 points and 10 rebounds, putting on for the White Boys, but Joel Embiid 27 and 8. Yao Ming had 20 points and 6 rebounds. I expected better. Golden State and Dwayne Wade trying to take care of the Clippers. From the stats, it seemed like Dwayne Wade has been taking on much more of a pure point guard role, letting Steph Curry play off the ball, which I find very interesting, and Golden State is just absolutely dog walking the Clippers right now. They win by almost 40 points. Let's go in here and see what Dwayne Wade did. Dwayne Wade had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Curry had 36. Dallas trying to take care of New Orleans. Dallas has Luka, Kyrie, and Ben Wallace on that team. And let's see who New Orleans has. New Orleans added Allen Iverson. That's right. He's averaging 25 points a game and 10 assists in these playoffs. Who said he can't pass? It does actually look like New Orleans is going to be able to close out Dallas right there, meaning that they're going to go to a game 7. In that game 7, we have another close one as New Orleans is only down by 4 with 15 seconds to go. Allen Iverson is at the free throw line to try and make that even less, and he makes the first one. Second free throw for Allen Iverson is up and good. Luka went to the free throw line, though, and hit both free throws to extend the lead back to 4 points. So now New Orleans needs a bucket right here, and Allen Iverson's going to shoot a 3. I thought he was going to make it. Ah, dang it. Mavericks do end up winning. Not really insane stats from anybody right here. Ben Wallace didn't even have a block, and he had 6 turnovers. Golly. We got another game 7 over here between Boston and Cleveland. We have a great battle between big men as we have Akeem Olajuwon for the Celtics, who's averaging 23 and 11 in the playoffs. He's going to be taking on Patrick Ewing and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ewing's averaging averaging 28 points and 12 rebounds a game. Let's simulate and see what's going to happen in this one. This game is taking place in Boston, and they just lost the Game 7 in Boston in real life, so you can't put anything past them. Boston is up 4 with about 45 seconds to go, though. Cleveland sends Robert Williams to the free throw line, though. Will he make them? He will. Patrick Ewing not even on the floor for Cleveland, but Darius Garland's going to go and get the back cut right there for the dunk. Now it's Jaylen Brown's turn to try and make some free throws. Unfortunately, though, I fear that it might be too little too late for Cleveland in this one. Donovan Mitchell is going to come off the screen and shoot a step back free throw to try and keep them in it, but they're going to miss. Boston advances to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hakeem Olajuwon had 24 points. Jason Tatum had 24 points. Patrick Ewing had 28 points and 17 rebounds, but again, it just wasn't enough. So now our conference finals is Dallas versus Golden State and Boston versus Philly. Dwayne Wade up to a 98 overall, averaging 25 points and 12.6 assists a game throughout these first 2 rounds. Ow, Golden State swept Dallas. And in the closeout game of that series, Curry had 29, 5, and 8. Dwayne Wade 29, 7, and 12. Maybe Dwayne Wade was playing the wrong position his whole life, kind of like his son was born the wrong gender. Boston and Philly are going to a Game 7, though. Yao Ming versus Hakeem Olajuwon. Let's see how this one's going to play out as Philly jumps out to a quick lead, but it's back and forth, and now Boston is taking the lead. Boston wins by 10 points. In that closeout game, Jason Tatum had 50 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. Oh my goodness. If only he could do that in real life. He's averaging 34 in the playoffs. But now we have our NBA Finals of the Celtics versus the Warriors. Celtics are up 2-0 early. Celtics are up 3-0. Warriors storm back, though. Oh, but Boston's going to win it. 4-1. They did it fairly easily. Jason Tatum, best player in the world. That's going to do it, though, guys. We added 1 random legend to every single team. I hope that you guys enjoyed.